45 minutes left in the trading session. Welcome back to the close. Let's have a look at where we stand at this point. Yeah, the NASDAQ having quite the afternoon here, 1 full percent and then some to the upside. Facebook topping 1 trillion in market cap on that antitrust news. The Dow negative still 0.6, dead flat for the S&P. Nice day for cryptos at the bottom there. 11%, guys, for Ethereum. A number of individual names to take us through the last 45 minutes of the day.
You said it, Brendan, there. Facebook all the way up at 353, guys. So big movement here on Facebook. This just dropped, of course, maybe like 25 minutes ago, just slightly more than that. It spiked up to 56. It is coming back in a little bit. Sean and I are in active trades, as you can already see here. Some from the morning, but I just put on a Nio trade, just trying to break through that top. We're going to be watching some Facebook. I got a short on BlackBerry. It should be an active one, but I will jump into this. I saw you in the chat, Michael Travis, and the second person to ask what Randy's wearing today. Trader TV Randy is not in the office today, so I cannot confidently say what he's wearing today, but he's usually in shorts and a t-shirt, so it's probably that, Sean.
Yeah, I'm going to say sandals, t-shirt, et cetera, for him. Lucas, if I can get program beside me, that'd be great. I know you're a busy guy right now. Okay, AMD is a story today because it's up 1%, so that's nice, almost 2%. But look what else is a story here right now. How about NVIDIA? Just breaking through 800 right now, up 5 and a bit percent. Great trade this morning from Neil, but we're at 803 now, all-time high. We've just made $200 per share on the last time that we went through this all. Going. I don't know, I just heard something in the background as well. But I want to talk also about Facebook, man. Look, you guys remember I was talking about the, the FCC, antitrust, anti-this, anti-that. Look what happens, bang to the upside now, 345. I mean, again, my last purchase here, 270. We're loving Facebook. Let's see if we can get some trades in here. I'm looking at this long, maybe through 352. But I hate looking at levels when stuff like this happens and then we're at all-time highs. So you have to be very, very careful with Facebook right around here. I'm actually looking, instead of going short, I'm actually going to try to look for a long right here, 354. So let's break through 354 and punch this thing long, guys.
So I just want to also know, remember on Friday, it was Friday, right? We're all very confused as to what was going on with SoFi, and it was heading to the downside, and it's like, oh, and blindly buy this one without realizing what's going on, and that was the gut instinct. Well, sometimes your gut is good. That being said, taking a sober moment to step back and think about it makes some certain sense. Make sure there's not news going on. But we're right back up to, it got right back up to 20. I shouldn't say we're right back up to 20. It got right back up to 20. Big volume spike. It's retracing in. But I look over towards this 1885 area. And we closed at 1850 on Friday. We have this cluster here just below that 19. Now you also got that pre-market high as well. So SoFi tries to come back in here. I do like it for a dip buy in front of that 1875-ish area. So I'm going to stick a bit out here, throw myself in front of that 19 even area and see if I can't catch something. Now I mentioned I'm in Nio. BlackBerry's not moving a heck of a lot. So that short is off the high of the day. And we talked about that in the morning show. It's not very exciting yet. But NIO, I did try shorting in front of 49.5. I was able to get a nice little win down in here into the 30s. I then took it again and reversed into a long. It did not move, but then I bought the dip once we held in front of this 49. So it turned at 49.20. I added to it. I'm sitting at a 49.35 level. Neo's gone absolutely bonkers, but usually when it clusters like this, I would have expected that rollover to be deeper. If it breaks 49, probably head to VWAP. But if we can hold that out, I feel like there's a 50 test at least coming because 49.65 is close but no cigar. It's only a couple of pennies out of the money. Actually, now it's going to be flat, but I want this one to be a mover. We got to be flat by the end of the day, Sean and I, and that means all the positions you see on our board have to be covered by 4 o'clock.
So I'm going to hold up this sticky note. We actually made a sticky note thing here. There it is. And the thing about this is, there it is. Yeah, we don't have Nio written on there, but we did on our actual sticky note today. If you see this, thank you for joining us, by the way. Look at this, Nio 46.50 long break. Okay, so here's the 46.50 long break. Okay, here's my best out. We actually held. We wound up holding about 20% of this. So I'm happy with the $1.30, and we talked about why we took that $1.30 out. If you extend it out, it was last week's high, right around 48. So we took that out. no problem. But what we should have done was reloaded it at that same spot when it dipped back down. So we did have an opportunity to reload. Now you're way to the upside, but there it is, man. There's that 46.50. I'm going to try to hold these things for us as we go throughout. There's Facebook. So now we're getting into Facebook. Let's see if the bulls can continue to kick on this one. So run it, Facebook. We're long at 354. The high on that news. Now, this may not, I mean, look, we're going to trade names that are moving for you here at the end of the day. I'm going to hold this. Again, this is not a high share size trade. It's never been up here before. This is a first time travel. So we're going to wait to see if we could take this out near the end of the day. So I'm holding this until backside right about here, 351.50. Okay, so the ratio is not going to make any sense. If this goes up $1, I will take out of half. Okay, so it's not like I'm holding this thing for the moon, which I will hold the last half. I'm trying to structure this so that I have an out here in case I'm wrong, and it's going to be the start of these candles, not the wicks, nothing like that. The start of these candles down here, 351.50. So we'll take a $2.50 hit to think about breaking this high, which will give us that 250. But I do want to take a piece out here at 355 just to make sure we do take some profit. This may not work, but I got to get involved with Facebook on this move, guys.
Yeah, and that's why I took SoFi as well. Like, I mean, certainly you're going to get that big spike up, and you want to trade what moves. So Facebook, you just had a spike up on news. SoFi just made a big spike up on recovery. We saw the sell-off on Friday, and now you're getting this little bit of a dip. So we stick our neck out at 1901 here, and then we're looking back towards this cluster. It was all the way down to like an 1875. If it can hold up or check up in this range, you definitely would like it for dip buy. We're so far away from VWAP, though. I look down here and say, yeah, but there's probably fantastic support, 1840, 1850. So am I giving it all the way back there? Probably not. I'd rather take two cracks at it. I'd rather, get out if it breaks that 75 area and see if we can't get back in at that VWAP potential bottom. I can tell you, Nio is starting to make a bit of a move to the top. If you guys know anything about Nio, you know that I'm usually going to scalp trade. I will not stare a gift horse in the mouth. When Nio gives you like 10, 15 cents on the way up to breaking out at a high, I'm going to cover a quarter of it, and I'll probably cover another quarter in front of that top, and I'll cover another quarter in front of that 50 mark. And if 50 breaks, I'll probably take a 50 long break. So all those things are going to be in play for NIO. Speaking of breaks, it's been 7 minutes, and we haven't mentioned Palantir. For shame, Sean, for shame. 2750 is the current high in Palantir. It's managed to hold VWAP every single one of these dips, but look, quarters and 50s and 75s, we can talk about those being levels. It's just true sometimes. 27 was a monster. You guys remember this on Friday. 27 was a monster sell area. That's why it was a breakout today. And then 2750 on a dime is the current high on Palantir. It has reversed off there a couple of times. If we get back there again, it could be a nice little breakout. Running out of time for that to happen, so it might be one to file away for tomorrow's price action.
Let's go, FB. Let's go, FB. Nice little move upside for Facebook. So let's go on that one. Hopefully we can get a little bit of profit on this as it's going to bounce around. I mean, I'm going to try to get out here at 80 for 80-cent victory there. I'm calling it a victory because, again, we're battling with these guys. Wait a minute. My price is 254.23. Oh, I did not get a good price there on the 254 break. I don't even know what happened there. So, okay, that was strange. But Facebook, big gaps here. So we will take a little bit off. I guess I have to move my order a little bit higher. I didn't even realize the price I was in at there. I thought I got 54s. So I guess I got slippage there of 25 cents, which is crazy. But okay, here goes Facebook right now to the upside. Here we go. So we're about to take this off for 50 cents. We'll hit that and then we'll be excited. And then we'll go longer after that. So let's wait to see if we can get it. But for right now, we don't keep Brendan waiting for long. What's up, man?
Another big mover this afternoon, guys, to look at. Wireless Telecom Group, WTT, on the NYSE American exchange here, just hit day highs on a decent volume spike as well. WTT up 41% so far, guys.
And thank you, Shakib, the hydrated. Clover just made a bit of a volume spike after barcoding, and we really have to find out, guys, who I know one of you guys came up with this barcoding thing, and I think it's a fantastic way to describe this lack of movement, but you are getting a bit of a break. It's starting to try to go through VWAP here. I tried this. It was my dog of a stock this morning by trying that long on the dip, and it just didn't work out. I do look at this 13, and 13 looks a heck of a lot better for a break, but that 75, pretty enticing as well. I can tell you SoFi will go with the whiz for SoFi. I kind of wish we just randomly bought that one on a dip on Friday. beggars can't be choosers. We catch that one at 19. I'll scalp some out in front of 25s. I do want to see if I can't rinse and repeat this around 1875, but let's remember, it's still got a ways to go before VWAP. That's a turnaround on a big move up at 20 even. Usually a reversal like that, if I was catching it short, I think the move was going to terminate at VWAP. So you don't want to dig, I don't want to dig too deep in front of 1875, knowing there could be a deeper bounce here and it could be worthwhile. I said BlackBerry wasn't doing much and I was short it. Essentially, you got a big spike, well, not a huge spike, but BlackBerry up 5%. It got to about 1285 here, and I'll just sort of show you, this is like 1285, or 1280, sorry, on Friday at the top, and at the close on Thursday, failing at about 1285. So it marches right back into that high, puts on a lower high consolidation. I'm simply shorting that consolidation, giving it to the high of the day, trying to retrace it to at least VWAP, and then the rest to this like 2012 40 to 1244 area. So relatively simple trade there in BlackBerry short. What you got, Sean?
Yeah, Facebook now 355 in Rip City. Yeah, Daryl, no, we didn't come up with that. That was a viewer, so we'll give respect and credit to that. But yeah, I like to use barcoding as well. It's a good, fun name for that. But there goes Facebook to the upside. We did take a piece out there. So now we're fine. I mean, now if I lose, I lose on it. But let's see if we continue to go, man. Facebook, the biggest and baddest of them all here. So we'll watch out for Facebook to go there. And actually, Neil, I did buy SoFi on Friday afternoon. We did talk about that on the show. And I'm really happy with it, but I think my price was like 1870 or 1890. It wasn't a great price there, so we'll wait for it. But a nice little move up on SoFi. Hey, if you like the stock, nothing wrong with getting it now. $19. We're only up 3%, guys. You didn't miss the boat on SoFi if you do want that stock. Still, I would say
it's more just kicking yourself because it felt like missing a huge opportunity.
Yeah. Well, remember I was talking about fintech. So I mean, I'm all about fintech. So I bought that, and you guys know my love affair for PaySafe and then PayPal. I mean, PayPal. Let's go. What'd I be?
Good way to tell. It's a good day for growth stocks, guys. Some excitement in this one so far today. ARKK up 3.6%. It's been higher today, though. This high up here, highest level since March for ARK today, guys.
Because it takes you higher than we've ever known. Gives a good feeling. You know what? You guys probably can't even get that song. I'll give you guys a chance. Again. I'll tell you in 5 minutes. You guys will have no chance at that. Nio does get that first scalp 49.45. I'll take some more out in front of current high of day. I'll take some more out in front of 50, guys, and then we'll take a 50 break on NIO. So that bounce working nicely here as it continues to run. And of course, SoFi still in the money here. Palantir not doing a heck of a lot, but there's no reason to get out of it either.
Oh, shit. Oops, sorry, I'm not allowed to say that. There's another one right here for Facebook. I just told you guys that we want to test that high, and here we are. We're right at that high. We're long 354, so the bangers continue over here for us today. So there it is. I just did get out. I mean, I was just looking at this PaySafe, and I was like, how much more money do we really want to bleed out of this thing? I went long right here at the same price I just got out. So we're still stuck now from the morning, but I mean, I was just like, you know what? This didn't have a chance to go. Like, I had an offer up here at 1260, and just we're talking about SoFi reminded me of PaySafe, and we hit this early average, well, not average a little bit there. Then I took it, about 11 o'clock, and it hasn't done anything since then. So thought that could have been a bottom. We're still waiting for 12 to break. So just want to give everyone that. But here goes Facebook again, man. Punch it out. 356. Let go, Facebook. Straight to the upside, man. I'm still not selling. Like, I'm all over this, man. All big tech, big cap tech is my thing, man. I'm long all of these names. Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, Google. Although I just saw something about Google. Let's just check this out here. There was Google is what I own, Google. There was some sort of a ruling against them, I guess. I don't know. I forget. Oh, Biden's Justice Department probing Google's display ad business. Yeah, bring it, Biden. I just want more and more probes into these guys. You saw what it did to Facebook. I told you guys that break them up is a good thing. Let these guys investigate them so when it dips down, we could buy more. That is the playbook, man. That's the playbook for everything major cap tech. Buy it on every single dip, especially when the FTC and whoever else needs to get paid to make it look like they're doing something. They're always going to probe into these companies because they're just too damn big. The problem is when you do it in China, like I was doing with Alibaba, They don't play over there, so you got to be very, very careful. We've seen Alibaba go straight to the downside there. Jack Ma even had to go missing, and they found him in a bowling alley or something like that. I just made that up. I don't know if they found him there or not. But
he's okay.
Look at I'm just full of everything today. 210 bottom, nice little move back up there with Alibaba. So, anyways, that's my little rant there on big cap tech.
Other thing to keep in mind is like when they talk tough about all these antitrust, and then it'll be harder to do acquisitions. Keep in mind, like even something like an Apple doesn't do big acquisitions anyways, man. They take those small cuts, so that was never going to affect them. Obviously, you can take advantage of when the new selling comes in on the news, but be very, very careful. Like sometimes you want to let it matriculate for a couple of pennies or a couple of days or so if you get those probes in, because you don't want to necessarily buy at any price, but you can hold forever. Nio has 49.50, a bit of a seller here. So, I mean, I'm not going to get more. I already scalped some out in front of this, so there's no need to get more shares out. It was like 100,000 that was sitting at 49.50. Now they're sort of pulling that order. Someone playing some games here on NIO on the bid. And SoFi, I do want to see if we can catch a little bit of a bounce off of this 19 again. But it is sort of barcoding, and I wanted this one to, well, not barcoding, it's sort of like resisting the push down to that 1875, and I kind of wanted a better price. I've already scalped it once. Clover is very close, but not at that 13 breakout potential point yet. Great look there, Shakib, of course, on that. It was already past that 1280 break, but that broke the barcode, headed towards 13, which is lunchtime and morning resistance.
Okay, guys, now 357 on Facebook, guys. So that's a big trade right there for me. We're just going to, I don't know what to do right now. I mean, where do we get out? We are now at brand new all-time highs, which we've been there for all day, basically, off this move. So great execution for me there at 354. We talked about why we liked it. We also gave you guys the bottom there. I was risking about $1.50 on that bottom, and then our 250. Now we're all the way upside. So yeah, good trade there. Happy to be a part of you, Facebook. I just wish I had calls instead of the actual physical, but that's fine. We'll get out if this takes out this 350. Remember, we're pretty happy with 355. I'm almost wondering about this level here, 355.75. So we're getting very, very close. We'll get out of that if that does break. AMD, another banger for us, obviously, here today, as you saw that early on. What did I say? 350. I got to go back to Facebook there because I got to put in my stop order. Whoa, it's even going even higher right now. What is that? These wicks, man. 355.70. Okay, we'll do that. And then, yeah, Palantir, Neil, we haven't talked about that too much today, but it's been a good one, man. So we'll watch out for Palantir as I just put in my stop order now for Facebook. So 355.70. Palantir, nice move to 50, and then it stopped. There was size there at 27.50. So I was hoping that we'd get there. I could show it to you. It's only about 200,000 shares, but still seems to be affecting definitely the price right now on Palantir. So it hit that size and reversed over. But Facebook, man, what a monster that one is.
If you guys remember that MRIN, it is still moving. Volume is huge. Like almost 250 million shares have been done on MRIN. And I said in the morning show that there was no significant levels. So you got to about 8 after that breakout from 5. It looks like it's touched 725 and it's starting to fail here. 1, 2, 3 times we put in lower highs between 7 and 725, and then you get these absolute flushes. Now, nothing has taken it really through that 650 area, at least with any sort of momentum here. So you do have almost like a no-fly zone for me, unless I was shorting at like 7, 710 with a tight stop. I don't like the long in front of air like this. I'd almost want it to test back down towards that halt price. 6, so that's still in play. That 6 halt price here on MRIN. That's where I think you maybe want to buy that dip. And certainly the reversal to a short below 6 would be certainly going to be there. We're running out of time here with about 25 minutes to go. So my first look would have to be short if this one does want to pop on us. We talk about Palantir not really moving too much. BlackBerry is doing much of the same thing. And we're going to likely just say forget about it and get out of BlackBerry. If it breaks again, this 1270, maybe we'll get some out of 1260, but it hit my bid and ran the first time.
Loving you, Facebook. Loving you. Let's feel like Italy here. Drink out of the European Cup. Okay, right here, 358 now coming, man. This is a $4 winner. Well, $3 right now. If we get 358, we'll call it 4. Up to the upside right now. I might switch this drop spot, but I'm still happy with it. I mean, if we get out, we get out, whatever. But there's a big call, man. Really happy with that. And sometimes, you know, in this afternoon show, Neil and I not using that as an excuse. We do have to be flat. We're prop trading firms. So when you see me and Neil, like you might say Neil took 15 cents on Nio, NIO. Neil took 15 cents on
That's a mouthful.
Nio. What we're doing is scalping, right? We you know, whether or not Neil thinks it's going to go $1 or whether or not I think this is going to go to 370 tomorrow, we physically have to be flat at the end of the day. So please, like when you are watching us and stuff like that, take that into consideration. These are not all swing trades for us or anything like that. So please just watch that, and I just suggest, you know, consider that when you are making your trades. Today, AMD, we did have that target here at 86.50. Great trade upside, 86.50, man. It goes as high as 88. We're actually able to catch that out early. You're noticing, man, we were filming videos, discussing a whole bunch of stuff. Not much trading in the afternoon, but that's a big banger right there. Give it to him, Brendan.
Another one trying to make moves here, heading into the close, guys. Churchill, CCIV, we talked about it this morning. In fact, if you joined us, just popping up on volume here. Not day highs yet, but getting very close. 27.40, up 8% for Churchill, guys.
Oh, that's a break that's going to stand out. We looked at this one for that potential, that 27.50 break. It never happened. We tried to buy the dip, had a tight stop on it because I thought it was going to retrace a little bit lower, and I wanted to see if I couldn't catch the opening range bottom. But look at that. You're going to get this very higher lows all the way through. You're looking at 27.50 break. I didn't think we were going to get there, but now we're marching. That's why I love you, Brendan, because you give us the juice, and hopefully CCIV gives us the breakout. Now, I will not take a breakout past 350 on this name. I kind of want this one to happen before we get into that post imbalances situation.
All right. So I did not mean to get out of Facebook here, but I guess on this wick down there, I don't know what happened, but like I was trying to get out if we broke back down through 357, and then for some reason it just triggered there. So we're out at 358, which is fine. I mean, that was going to be the out anyways. I was going to tell you guys 360 was where I sort of wanted to stop this trade. So good out there. We take $4 right there, smooth. So man, when we're taking $4 on a trade in 5 minutes, we're going to do that. So there it is right there. And by 5 minutes, I mean, we took it at 319. So plus another 10 on top of that. So nice little trade there. We get out at the top. Hopefully we'll see if it is the top or not there, but we're out of Facebook. If it breaks higher, we can get back in. So that's the other thing. Execution fees, not a problem for us here, guys. So we will just take that off. We don't have to worry about the downside. We were a little nervous when we took this because it was in the middle, but then once we got this break, it was kind of all systems go to the upside right now. So that's definitely happy with that trade for now. Pay safe, pay safe, pay safe. Disappointing. We're going to hit it and quit it every single morning. So hopefully tomorrow it gets upgraded and we can rinse and repeat on that one. Palantir, we've talked about it. Space moving around. If there's other names you guys want, put them in the chat. Go
about
ahead.
that Virgin Galactic, and look at that 57.50 price. Now that was the breakdown right at 9:27. It's a little before 9:30 when it happened. I kind of wish if this had happened at like 9:31, 9:32, probably would have been easier to be in that trade. But it touches that same price level as it marches back towards there. I kind of got to play the fade. It never got into it, but this was a short that I think both of us only look one direction. I'm going to stick with that. Off 57.50, I want to be a seller. On Nio, as you mentioned, Sean, look, it's a prop firm, but it's a day trading prop firm. That's why we have to be flat. That's the model. So as the closer we get to 350, the more aggressive I have to be putting some of these offers out here before the high of the day on NIO, because you're running out of time. I want to make sure I do not look a gift horse in the mouth, and I take what's in front of me. So if that 50 seller wants to stand in front of this profit, you know, my last entry point was down here to be able to get a blended price at 20s. Right now, my average price 28. I'll go ahead and take this. It'll be a 20-cent winner on the shares I get out. I still want the breakout, but we're running out of time for Nio to make that break. Maybe it breaks 50 tomorrow. Who knows? We'll take advantage of what we see here. Brendan?
One to the downside here. Weakness in Snapchat today. Market's basically at day highs, so a lot of relative weakness coming through here. 2%, it's trying to head southbound again. Bounced off 66 earlier in the day. There was some outages reported earlier in the day for Snapchat, but nothing since, guys. But Snap trying to roll over.
All right, I just
Well,
want
the
to give
big
another...
boys are stronger, so I mean, you know,
Yeah,
makes
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I like Snapchat. They've had a big, huge run lately. So, okay, this was a mistake early. And if you guys watch us at 8:30, that's when we're live. And we came in here. We did like CCL. I thought I was going to try to protect this 27 and give it a little bit more. Unfortunately, it crashed against me, and we were so early in the day that I was not able to get out. So I wound up averaging in. Never ever do that. Like that's not. Like, this is not my brightest moment, obviously, doing that. And then it fell back down. But then we just did put on, like, I put on basically double the position right here at 26.10, okay? So now we're long 26.10. And the thing is, that was just going to be against this 26. So right now we're long CCL. So if you do see me in it, this is a new position. It's not like sitting here from before. I'm really, really thinking that we can defend this 26. Down 7% today. I thought it was overdone. I guess I'm going to be wrong, as it's not really moving. So we take that 10, it goes as high as 25. I actually thought we could get back into this cluster around the 40s. So that was a spot for CCL that I wanted to look at. So I just let you guys know we break back down through 26 and we'll flash out of that one pretty quickly. So that's going to be CCL. That's why I'm still in that name. We talked about AMD. We already got out the high of the day. I don't really see why it fell down while NVIDIA was still going. They're going to get ARM NVIDIA. These guys are going to get Xilinx. I know it's slightly different, but at the same time, I think the approval is a good thing for both of them. So 87.50 is kind of the target that I want for right now for AMD. And then that's about it, man. Palantir, I'm still holding it to see where the imbalance comes. We saw a big imbalance come on Friday due to the Russell, so that was good. And it looks like for now, our top pick there on Facebook is going to be right. So in, out, and now we'll wait to see where Facebook goes from here. But that's a good little top tick there, I think, that we got.
So I see, we'll talk about AMC in a quick second, but I want to make sure we got to talk about Coinbase, because it's not every day that Coinbase, well, it's been a while since Coinbase has been up 9% in a session. Now you're getting pretty close to this 250. A couple of things about 250, it's not only the reference price, but it was major support, at least the first time down. It had a big bounce into 300, 310. I was guilty of buying some shares in front of there. We recently talked about getting out of some Silvergate to put some money into Coinbase because of the bottom that it's made in front of that 200, right? It's been holding those teens. Now you're getting that breakout. 250 is looming. My 15-minute chart just decided to go on me. I don't know if we get that push today, but here's a double top at 245 on Coinbase, right? So you might have a nice chance at a breakout. It's 340 already. Wowzers. So that means, oh, thank goodness, I did get some Nio out. I just said to myself, I need to get more aggressive here getting out of Nio because we're running out of time. And I said I would probably just cover BlackBerry. If BlackBerry doesn't move in the next 10 minutes, I'm covering it before 350. I can't really be paying attention to something that's going nowhere. What I can hold on to is going to be SoFi because it is continuing to bounce 19 and 19.25, gives it a decent chance to get back to these 50s and 60s. So it's working in the money. There's zero reason to get out of it just yet. Of course, that can change in the next 15 to 20 minutes.
Yes, sir. Yeah, same thing for all of our trades here, guys. I'm just going to make sure I cancel all of our stop orders, which it looks like I've done that. So good on me this time. I don't have anything sitting out there to get long overfilled or something like that. Okay, so out of Facebook, that's a good play for me. I'm happy with that one. We'll wash our hands of that. It's 340. We'll show you Toronto imbalances in case there is anything big on here. A bunch of Ks, so I close it. If it's not an M there, then we get rid of it. That's millions versus thousands. So nothing right now. And I'll just show you. Here's CNQ. So look, watch, like this is a big sell order. Oh, actually, that moves it down a little bit. 32 down to 26, 24. So a little bit of a move there, but these aren't going to be anything, guys. So that's Toronto. We'll look at New York and NASDAQ in just a few minutes when they come out at 350. Okay, so I gave you some targets for CCL. We do have Nio, Apple moving on this. Wish up 5%. Alphi to 1920. We did get out of that one at 1850. Brendan, more?
ENBB, which is a little biotech company, Enveric Bioscience, in fact, just popping up here on big volume spike at day highs, guys, through 255. Running into some levels, though, up around 275. But ENVB on the move.
So because it was asked, I mean, we didn't talk too much about AMC other than when it made the moves this morning, but it did not get to the level. I was waiting for that 60 because 60's been like this interesting fail point for several sessions. I mean, we talked about breakouts last week, and then the first time around when I tried to break it before these, there was certainly some resistance there. It didn't even make it to that level. You do want to watch back to like a 56 area. That looks like the probable place for a bit of a dip buy, I guess. That'll be a level for tomorrow. I can't really see it being active enough to get there today. It just hasn't had that kind of volatility that would give me that expectation that you're going to see that price. Just to go back to MRIN, I did not get into MRIN. Come on, load up. There we go. Still making that lower high. We'll go to the 3-minute chart so you can see. It's still in that no-fly zone for me, so can't break that 650. Hasn't really given you that good test of the high of the day, although it's starting to march there right now. So I'd like to see if we can't get a test of that high. Not really enough time to love the breakout trade unless you're holding it into that 4 o'clock kind of move. But MRIN is going to be on the radar 1,000,000% tomorrow, given the way it's held up. BlackBerry still refuses to move. I'm probably just going to trim half the position or like a third of it, basically just flat. And then if it decides to go a little bit later on in the session, I don't have to worry too much about it. But if it ain't moving, I don't like it. SoFi is now about 30 cents in the money, but I do want that 50 to 60 area. It did put in a bit of reversal there. You go back and on 3 minutes, this is going into Friday's action. This is where the resistance was at that 50. So another 10, 15 cents, and we'll cover that SoFi trade for about 40 to 50 pennies.
All right. Yeah. And, someone said a swing trade ideas from me. Yeah. I mean, I've given them in the past. They've been okay. Honestly, I would just buy SoFi, to be honest with you, and I'd buy this into tomorrow. 4.6% there. There was the lockup, and then bang, all the way to the downside. So able to buy some of that. I think we get back into 22.50 or so by Friday. So there's my call there. SoFi trying to give you guys about 15 to 20% back on this name by Friday is my call. So we'll see if it goes there. So I do like SoFi on a swing. I am a little bit nervous about Facebook on some kind of a swing, only because this is a big move, man, big extended move. But again, so this is the thing. So we already, look, man, I don't know what to hit. Let's just walk on water on this one. So we've already hit this one. My only thing is that tomorrow, this is why you may want to hold some Facebook overnight, is that I believe with this new dismissal of the FTC, you may get upgrades or price target changes overnight. So that is, again, that's just my think. I think you may get that to come through. So that makes sense to me. So let's see if that does happen. And if you do, then you you will take out this 358, 360 tomorrow. So let's just see if you get price target changes on this name. I believe they'll come. And if they do, then Facebook also goods for swing trading tomorrow.
You might want, even not tomorrow, but you probably get them throughout the week, right? Like if you don't see it tomorrow, you're likely to see some throughout the week. It's almost a guarantee. We'll hit the arrow up for SoFi because I can't think of anything else. It's going to the upside. Why not? Sometimes it's about buying the dip. And look, you can miss out on a volume spike and not catch the move to the top. Candidly speaking, if I was sitting here and if I saw this at 20, I likely would have been trying to short it off that 20 at that failure because it's a round number. Instead, we're buying the dip at 19.50. We'll go halfway and get it out. I said, if BlackBerry continued to do absolutely nothing, I would just trim. I've added 3 times in here and basically going to get out some flatness barcoding. This is nonsense. If it's not going to go, there's no point sitting in if it's not going to make a move for me. NIO continues to hold about that 49.30. This is why we keep getting some out here every time it pops into the 50 range. It's holding up nicely in front of the quarters, but put up or shut up time, it's about 346 here, so that means less than 15 minutes to go before I got to be flat in this trade. And that brings to Palantir. There was no 27.50 break today, but that is at the dime, the absolute high. It was 27 on Friday. It was 27.50 today. So maybe it's 27.50 break to 28 tomorrow. That's about as simple as it gets. Brendo, what you got?
Solar name just popping up here. We mentioned this morning a number of these were looking pretty strong so far today. Canadian Solar, CSIQ. You can see a couple of minor headlines, but nothing terribly exciting for CSIQ. But wow, what a day. 12.3% right, guys, at day highs, 45.50 for CSIQ.
Tons of solar news around. So that, to me, that would make sense. Okay, we just got out of our AMD at VWAP there. Happy to take that out. Our last bit there, that's 79-cent winner on our last bit, and we just held it. It was nothing, man. I talked about it earlier. It was like 5% of our position. So that's why we're not worried about it. But again, money is money, and if we're right at this level, so I'll take out AMD right there at those highs. No problem with that. So not at the highs, but at the highs of this range. Right there, we'll take it out. Okay, CCL not really doing too much. PaySafe not doing too much. Someone said in the chat, and it's going a little bit too fast. Oh, there it is, D-Doom. So you're up 58% on your Palantir August 30 calls. That's great. I hope you took that, again, on some suggestions from here on the show. And if you took it on yourself as well, that's amazing. Like, that's what we want you guys to do, is hold the right names into the right moves, right? So I think this is going to be a good one. My only problem with 30 is, do I think Palantir goes higher from here? Yes. So should you hold on to them? Probably. But remember, you get that time decay, so you got to watch out. I just wonder if we run into, like, I draw a line here. This is just a daily chart. Like, anybody could do this, but that's basically 30 right there. It is 30. You could run into some problems here because we've been up here 1, 2, 3, 4 times, 5 times. Forget about this. It was not a legit break. This is during Wall Street Bets and stuff. 6 times right there again, 7. So I just wonder that when we get up to there, obviously your options will be exploding, so that's great. But you may want to reward yourself a little bit now as we approach 28. So that would be my call. I may hold half of them in case you do get that moon. So that's what I would do for Palantir, because who knows, man? Wall Street Bets may attack this next. And if they do, you saw ARK now up on the year, I guess, was the news there from Brendan. So we were just making fun of them a couple weeks ago, and now they're rocking. Remember, Space, Palantir, they're all part of their portfolio. DraftKings, things like that, you can find them all. And of course, Netflix is in their portfolio. That makes sense as well. But no, that's in their
Netflix was in their
exploration one or something.
Space exploration one. Hey man, look, you get bored out there, you gotta watch something like whatever. Kathy was obviously done a fantastic job and had ridiculously fantastic returns. So, we just have to find fun with it. I'm sure a lot of people have as well. Speaking of Virgin Galactic, I thought we'd be talking about like a chance. If 57.50 was the price we set at the beginning, we came back on here for the afternoon show. It got to like 56.50. It probably needed to get a little closer, like another 50 pennies or so before I would have shorted it. But it's been like a short the pop situation on this every single day. And that's not a bad thing. Like if you're holding on to this at this particular point, it wasn't rocket science for, that's a horrible pun, that there was going to be resistance on that. A move like that up toward that 62.80 high. I mean, come on. It gets up there. You know there's going to be a pullback at some point. That's exactly what happened. A lot of this had to do with a bit of a squeeze. They still have another test coming through in 2 weeks, almost to the day, I think. So you got to watch out for that, and that's going to put some pressure on the stock if things don't go well there. So, taking profit was always going to be something that we knew was going to happen on this name. 350 has hit. I can tell you BlackBerry is still doing nothing, which basically means forget about it. I'm just gonna get out of this BlackBerry. I'm gone. Forget about you, BlackBerry. It doesn't want to move. It's still sitting here at that 12.75 area doing absolutely nothing. So I just hit the offer. It's gonna get flat. I have Nio still because it's in the money, and I'm okay holding on to Nio. If the imbalance came out against me and it tanked, maybe I would have covered it, but we're sitting about like 15 cents in the money from our last entry point, so it can still make a run at 49.50 at this point.
Yeah, we've got some GE love. We've got some Uber sell side here on the imbalance locator. Well, 51 for Uber. That's not bad. So that's a nice little move to the downside right now. Not really on that sell. Just a joke. Oh, that's a daily chart. It was just a joke. It's not really doing anything there. That is Uber. We could check Cisco out with an M beside it. So anything with an M is what we're really worried about. That's a buy. So that jumps up just a little bit here, looking to take out that level, but nothing else really of certainty there. There's Palantir with a bid. You could see not really moving. So we are into Palantir. I think we just covered a little bit of that. So we're long at 26.91 right now, and just off the morning, bang, 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 bang. Like this was great. Like really held on to Palantir today, making it a very profitable stock. One of my better days on Palantir, but besides the fact they only have 37 trades on it, which is crazy to say that, but only 37 fills on Palantir today. Remember, Neil and I, again, depending on our order types, we actually get paid to trade, right? So it's called adding liquidity and removing liquidity. So we're able to do that and just offer like on an ARC. I think it was some of you last show there talked about being able to get liquidity on certain gateways. So that's what Neil and I do, and we try to find ones that pay us depending on the strategy and the name, right? So Palantir, again, nice trades today. Upside, we'll get out now. We're getting close, man. We only 8 minutes left. Is this really going to run? We'll get out right now at 37.40, guys.
I got to address this one. This is hilarious. So no word of a lie. So someone's like, why does it, Lala Brown, why does it look like Neil has red hair dye in his scalp? Is it a lighting illusion? So you see like the shine comes, you guys can't see the ridiculous lights I got on, and we don't want it like shining in your face. So we were shooting some videos and I had this bright spot, so I was putting extra makeup on here. So yeah, I literally have makeup on my bald head, and that's what you're seeing.
Wow, Neil wears makeup? Wow.
It is what it is, man. I got it all over the dome so it doesn't blind you guys.
No, I wear makeup as well, yeah. So unfortunately, that's why I say that. And there's nothing wrong with wearing makeup, of course. I sometimes like to wear it for fun. You should see my toenails, man. My daughter, she takes me to a spa like every weekend, and our spa is our living room. So I get all fancied up with that. I'm sure, Neil, you'll be there soon.
I got glitter on my toes right now. If it wasn't disgusting, I'd show you. You know what the new thing is?
I have them on my toes right now, too. This weekend, my friends were like, what the hell are you doing?
They love it.
Thank God I have a 6-year-old daughter. So.
But you know what the new thing is? Erin she does do this. She now uses marker instead of actual nail polish. So she's like with a marker.
That's a bad look.
yeah, it's weird, but she's into using markers for just about everything. So anyways, it washes off, at least in the shower, as long as you use the right one.
Oh, good. I was going to say, get the Crayolas, man. Spend the extra money and get the waterproof,
I'm cheap, son.
water-based markers and paints. That's
on, son.
hey, that's my advice, man.
a
Like
basic,
anybody
right?
that's new father, anything like that, mother, anybody watching this, man, get like water-based everything because it will wind up on your walls.
That is true. I have almost nothing left of that in NIO. It's my last trade here. It wasn't really moving too much. I thought we'd get that break, but you're going to be essentially consolidating on the high. So strong move for Nio here. It doesn't necessarily mean the move is done, but you had to expect, looking at the daily here, it was going to run into some trouble at that 49.30 to 50 area. That's exactly what's happened, but you have another little cluster up here to like 53, so there's still a chance at a 50 break. Maybe it needs to regroup at 45, 56 in a couple of days. Either way, the trend is pretty clean. We didn't talk about Tesla here. I mean, we did in the morning show. I think we obviously missed an opportunity to talk about it. I did short Tesla sort of towards the end of the morning show at the top here in front of 94s. It was 94 and then 700 are the two levels to the upside on resistance. Looks like we're doing absolutely nothing here at 90, so maybe 94 gets tested tomorrow's action. That'll be a level for me as well as that 700 that I just mentioned.
Okay. No, we're just letting our daughters paint our toenails. Like that's what we're letting them do that. Okay. 56. So right here, just to tell you guys, like this is. I mean, I only have one in and one out there. We took this about 80 cents or so. Yeah, it was 80 cents in one minute less than 1 minute. This is a 1 minute chart. Once we broke 58 on AMC the first time, so we did take profit already there on AMC. So that's why when you're seeing this, and I'm still in position, it's honestly I've changed up the strategy on AMC. Instead of kind of going ham as much as I can on AMC, we're just going to try to wait for key prices. And honestly, I was waiting at 56.50. It never came down. It basically came to 57 there and didn't do anything. And then we were waiting for lower lows of the day to buy it. I mean, we had it on our sticky note. We want to get into AMC. It's just today it didn't give me really anything to do. We could have bounced it off VWAP a couple times, but again, then that would just be scalping. And the way AMC has the potential to move, I didn't want to just scalp this back and forth like 10, 20 cents. I was really hoping that during the show we'd get this break of 58.50. We never got that. That would have been another spot to go long. So we'll wait for it. But right now I just got to get out of AMC with only 4 minutes to go. We've been getting out of everything. Like so CCL probably now with a whopping 4-cent winner. Looks like we'll have to get out of CCL soon. But hey, look, man, it's been a good show. We're really happy with it. I have over 200 fills today, but good positive day, but we're not setting any records.
Yeah, and I see everyone asking about a wish. I mean, I don't see any obvious plays with context logic here. About as far as I will say is the morning dip price, and a couple of times here at that 1440 range. Looks like that's going to get tested at the close here. 14 even is probably the bigger support level, and it's not just because it was Friday's close, it was today's open. It's a round number. I think I'm probably going to look at a failure here at 15, and you go back to here on the daily chart as well, just above 15. I think I'm going to be looking at 14 for a breakdown trade tomorrow, to be honest with you, at least the way that it's come in and clustered here. I know some of the squeeze names have been looking pretty strong, but not breaking that 15 sort of gives you an idea to be able to go both directions off of 14 and 1440 tomorrow. So I kind of want to keep an open mind. Only 3 minutes to go, and Nio is still doing absolutely nothing. So I'll probably have to cover it right here, right now. I mean, I can hang on until literally like a minute is left because it's in the money and not doing much. But a bit of a disappointment. I really did think Nio was testing 50 today. Had all the signs set up. Every time it sold off, there was buyers stepping in front of here at the quarters and the 30s. Just not enough juice on the Monday to get us through that high of the day yet. Still got some time for the rest of the week, though.
Okay, well, Clover burned us. Steve G and Neil. Yeah,
Clover's the worst, man, today. Clover stinks.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
No,
I mean, look, guys, just trade it what it is. I mean, we're in and out of these names as much as we can be. So, Wish coming back down. It looks like let's just check back quickly as we're getting ready to close the show off here. Where's Facebook? There it is. 355. So I would have not thought this. We were going to wait for 360. 358 came. I told you our out was going to be 357. But there it is, 358. We basically get that top tick. So feel super lucky about that one, that's for sure. So nice out there on Facebook to end the day for me. That's a big trade, man. We were just waiting. We missed this. Like I said, I wasn't even here at this time. But there's a big move to the upside. And nor would you can't get the first couple moves, right? So when you see this, you can't get those moves. These are algos, and books that come in there, HFTs, and if you do get it, great. You must have been watching Facebook. But if you're not, that's a hard move to get. So you wait for a pullback, and then we strike. So we wait for a pullback, builds a base, wait for the level, then hit it, and we take it, and then we quit it. So upside there for Facebook, we like it. We like it a lot. I like the SoFi trade. I like a lot of different trades today. I love my Nio trade early. I don't like the result because we got out, but this is one of my best trades today. The break of 46.50 on the sticky note, brought to you live in the AM show early. We took that trade right at 9:38, 9:35. That break, bang, to the upside. Was not expecting a 10% move for Nio, but congratulations to you if you were. So my swing play tomorrow, hold me to it. We'll check back at 8:30. I like SoFi right now. So what is SoFi's price? About 19.20, I think it was, over there on the NASDAQ. Yeah, so 19.20, we'll hold this, and we'll see if we can't cash out some tomorrow.
I want to say Chris Mancuso, he's saying you're never good at trading Clove, worst stock ever, tend to stay away from it. Like, if you ever find that to be the case,
get away.
Go with your gut, man. Like, Sean and I had a floor back in the day, and for whatever reason, no one on the floor was any damn good at trading BAC. This is a long time ago, but I'm telling you, it was the bane of our existence. We stayed away from it, saved ourselves a lot of money, at least most people that stayed away from it, saved themselves a lot of money. For whatever reason, we couldn't day trade that bad boy. So if that's going to be Clover, my read wasn't good on it today. I don't think I'm going to be active on Clover tomorrow. It was a very, very disappointing one for me, so no need to double down on it. I'm flat on NIO. Definitely going to be watching some of these movers here, and we talked about Tesla as well, and NIO are going to be ones to watch for tomorrow's action. Only 30 seconds to go. Miss V's in the green, and she's going to be adding to that wardrobe thanks to you guys in the Super Chats this morning. But the market did not need it today. Strong like bull is the NASDAQ, now up 1.25% or close to it. And time to drop that bell. Man, that 45 minutes went fast. As Miss V is on the bell, we'll drop it 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ring it, Miss V.
And that closes up another big day. Thank you, Ms. V. You did it again, man. NASDAQ up 1.19%, but I'm not going to tell you that. Brendan is. How did we finish up, bud?
122, but hey, we'll take the bigger number because why not? One almost and a quarter as we were talking, 0.2 there. For the S&P, the Dow down half at the end of the day. I was just reading a note, guys. Record outflows in the month of June for Ethereum, but no one cares. 13% today. 7 for Bitcoin. Record outflows in the month of June.
Yeah, but I mean, you did see like
I'm not sure what that means.
It was just notional, like monetary money going out instead of.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we had that. I mean, that was a monster drop in June, so that makes sense. But
Bitcoin held up 30,000. Ether was actually holding near those lows. So it's obviously was a good value to buy there. And now holding above that 2,000 looks like we're going to be pretty good on Ethereum. But like the other thing that we got to watch out for, of course, this week you still have some earnings, and I'm looking forward to Krispy Kreme coming back to the market because I love donuts.
Is that tomorrow, Krispy Kreme?
It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
Okay, yeah, we'll look at that. Yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense for Ethereum there. I just, I did go to get a little bit of cash. I took out 10% at 2,200, but I didn't buy any back in, so I should have bought them back at 18. Now it's back to 22 again. It's 21. So I still think there's a little more downside in crypto markets, but hey, I'm still strong on that side of things. We do have coming up, Neil will be doing NVIDIA for the trade of the day, I believe. So that's coming up right now. We'll roll you over to that. It's been a fantastic day. Thank you for joining us here on a Monday. We're off next Monday, celebrating July 4th, but we're here all week for our you Canadian friends. We're here all week despite being Canada Day on July 1st. Thank you to Maggie. Thank you to Lucas running the 1s and 2s. Thank you to Miss V for your lucky green and for ringing that bell so professionally. Thank God we didn't have Randy ringing it, or it still may be ringing in my ears right now. But for Neil, Brendan, I'm Sean. We're the Trader TV Live family, and we will be back tomorrow live, and we'll catch you then. Have a great, nice day for our trade of the day.
Bye.
Bye, 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 bye.